I am sitting in a divorce attorney's office staring at my wedding ring on the mahogany desk between us. 10 years of marriage. 10 years of building a life from nothing. I thought we had everything. A beautiful home in the suburbs, 2 cars in the garage, annual vacations to places most people only dream about. I worked 12-hour days to give her the life she always wanted. She told me I made all her dreams come true. I believed her. I thought I had done everything right. Turns out she wanted more. More than our life together. More than my loyalty. More than everything I had sacrificed to build our world. She wanted him too. And she wanted me to pay for it. Before I tell you how everything fell apart and how I made sure she lost it all, let me know where you are watching from in the comments below. Hit that like button if you believe loyalty still matters in marriage. Subscribe to this channel because what happened next is a twist nobody saw coming, not even her. Now, let me take you back to the night my entire world came crashing down, and how I rebuilt it, stronger than ever. Amanda and I met at college during our junior year. We were both marketing majors, sitting next to each other in a statistics class neither of us wanted to take. She made studying bearable with her laugh, her energy, her way of making everything seem lighter. We dated for 3 years before I proposed on a beach in Santa Barbara, right at sunset, like something out of a movie. She said yes without hesitation. We got married the following spring in a small ceremony with close friends and family. It was perfect. She was perfect. Or so I thought. Those first years were tough financially. I started as an entry-level marketing coordinator, making $35,000 a year. We lived in a cramped one-bedroom apartment with thin walls and a leaky faucet I kept meaning to fix. Amanda worked as a receptionist at a dental office. We ate pasta 3 nights a week and considered going to the movies a luxury. But we were happy. At least I thought we were. We would stay up late talking about our future, the house we would buy someday, the trips we would take when we could afford them. I promised her I would give her everything. I meant it. I worked like a man possessed. 12-hour days turned into 14. I took every extra project, every opportunity to prove myself. Slowly, steadily, I climbed. Associate coordinator became senior coordinator. Senior coordinator became marketing manager. Manager became director. Each promotion brought more money, more responsibility, more hours away from home. But it was worth it, I told myself. I was building our future. After 8 years at the same company, I made senior director. The salary was $250,000 a year. We had made it. We bought a house in the suburbs, a modern farmhouse-style home with 4 bedrooms, granite countertops in the kitchen, and a walk-in closet bigger than our first apartment. Amanda quit her job to focus on managing our home, she said. I supported that decision completely. She deserved to enjoy the life we had worked for. I bought her a BMW X5 pearl white with tan leather interior. I drove a Tesla Model S. We vacationed in Hawaii, Paris, Italy. Every year somewhere new. Amanda had spa appointments twice a week, yoga classes 4 times a week, lunch dates with friends at restaurants, where entrees cost $40. She was always dressed beautifully, her hair perfect, her nails done. I was proud. Proud of what I had built, proud that I could give her everything she wanted. Weekend mornings we would make breakfast together. Well, I would cook while she sat on the counter sipping coffee and talking about her plans for the day. We went hiking on trails in the hills, attended wine tastings at local vineyards, hosted dinner parties where Amanda shined as the perfect hostess. Everyone complimented us on our life, our home, our success. I would catch her eye across the room during those parties and she would smile at me like I was her whole world. I believed that smile. I believed everything. I thought I had it all figured out. I was wrong. It started about 6 months before everything exploded. Small changes I noticed but did not think much about at first. Amanda suddenly became obsessed with the gym. She had always gone occasionally, maybe twice a week, but now it was 5 days a week, sometimes 6. She started buying new workout clothes constantly. Designer leggings, crop tops, expensive sneakers in every color. I found the bills, but I was happy she was taking care of herself. She dyed her hair a richer shade of brown with caramel highlights that cost $300 at the salon. She bought new perfume, something expensive and sophisticated that I had not picked out for her. Her girls' nights out increased dramatically. What used to be once a month became 3 or 4 times a week. She would come home late sometimes, past midnight, smelling like wine and cigarettes, even though she claimed she did not smoke. When I asked about her nights, she always had answers ready. Book club ran late. Sarah was going through a divorce and needed support. The yoga studio had a special evening event. I wanted to believe her. I did believe her. Why would I not? We had been together for 13 years. Marriage was supposed to be built on trust. Her phone behavior changed too. She started keeping it face down constantly. She changed her password to something I did not know. When I walked into a room, she would quickly close whatever she was looking at. If I asked who she was texting, she would say it was just Sarah or her sister or the yoga instructor coordinating class schedules. Reasonable explanations for everything. I was not the jealous type. I did not want to be that husband who checked phones and questioned every move. So I pushed down the uncomfortable feeling growing in my gut. One afternoon, I found a receipt in her purse while looking for my car keys. It was from an expensive restaurant downtown, the kind with tasting menus and wine pairings that cost $300 per person. The date was a Wednesday 2 weeks earlier. I asked her about it casually that night over dinner. She said she had lunch there with Sarah, celebrating Sarah's new job. I smiled and said that was nice. I was glad she had a good time. 3 days later, I ran into Sarah at the grocery store. She congratulated me on my recent promotion. I thanked her, then mentioned how nice it was that Amanda took her to that fancy restaurant. Sarah looked confused. She said she had not seen Amanda in over a month. She had been traveling for work. My stomach dropped, but I forced a laugh and said I must have gotten the days mixed up. Sarah smiled and walked away. I stood there in the produce section, staring at a display of apples, feeling the first crack form in my foundation. Amanda started refusing intimacy more and more. She was always tired. She had a headache. She had an early yoga class. She just was not in the mood. Once or twice a week became once a month. I tried not to take it personally. Maybe we were just settling into a comfortable routine. Maybe this was normal after 10 years of marriage. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. I just did not want to face it. Little did I know she was not getting ready for me. She was getting ready for him. The truth hit me on a Friday night in October. I had been working on a major campaign launch, pulling long hours all week. The plan was to stay at the office until 11, but we finished early. I texted Amanda to let her know I was coming home around 9. She did not respond, which was not unusual if she was at her book club. I stopped and picked up a bottle of her favorite wine, thinking I would surprise her with a relaxed evening together. I pulled into our driveway at 9:15. Her car was not there. I went inside, put on some jazz music, poured myself a glass of wine, and started tidying up the living room. I wanted everything to be nice when she got home. That is when I saw it. Her iPad sitting on the coffee table screen, facing up. We shared an iCloud account. What showed up on her phone showed up on her iPad. A message notification lit up the screen. The name read, Marcus. The message said, "Cannot wait to see you tonight, beautiful. Same hotel." There was a heart emoji and a kissing emoji. My hands started shaking. I picked up the iPad. I knew I should not. I knew it was an invasion of privacy. But something in my chest was screaming at me to look. I opened the messages. I scrolled up. Weeks and weeks of conversations. Plans to meet. Intimate compliments. Inside jokes. Discussions about when he would leave her. About when I would be out of town for work. About which hotels had the best discretion. About how she wished things could be different, but she was not ready to give up her lifestyle yet. I read every single message. It took me an hour. By the end, I was sitting on the floor, my back against the couch, the iPad in my lap, and my entire world shattered around me. The wine sat untouched. The jazz music played on, mocking me with its smooth, happy sounds. I felt numb. Then I felt furious. Then I felt numb again. Amanda came home at 11:30. She walked in, saw me sitting on the couch, and smiled. "How was your day, honey? Did you eat?" I just looked at her. I could not speak. She tilted her head, concerned. "Kevin, are you okay? You look pale. Are you feeling sick?" That night I did not confront her. I told her I was fine, just tired from work. She kissed my forehead and went upstairs to shower. I sat there listening to the water run, knowing exactly where she had been, who she had been with, what they had done. I felt sick, but I did not say anything. Not yet. Because if she could lie so easily, she would lie her way out of this too. I needed a plan. I needed proof. I needed to make sure that when this was over, she would not be able to take anything else from me. The next morning, I woke up before Amanda. I went downstairs, made coffee, and started taking screenshots. Every message, every photo attachment, every confession. I uploaded them to a secure cloud folder she did not have access to. Then, I went through our bank statements on my laptop. I found charges at hotels I had never stayed at, expensive restaurants on nights she claimed to be at yoga, purchases at stores for gifts I never received. I documented everything. Monday morning during my lunch break, I hired a private investigator. His name was Bill Crawford, a former police detective who now ran his own firm. I met him at a coffee shop downtown. I showed him the messages. I explained the situation. He nodded, taking notes, his face neutral and professional. "This will cost you $5,000 for 1 week of surveillance," he said. "I will get you photos, timestamps, locations, the whole package." I did not hesitate. Do it. For 2 weeks, I lived a double life. Every morning I woke up next to my wife and kissed her goodbye. Every evening I came home and asked about her day, already knowing where she had really been. She would tell me about yoga class or lunch with friends, and I would nod and smile, dying inside. At night, I would lie awake next to her, wondering how someone could betray another person so completely and still sleep soundly. Bill sent me his report on a Tuesday afternoon. The email was marked urgent. I opened it in my office with the door locked. Inside were dozens of photos. Amanda and Marcus walking into a hotel together, his hand on the small of her back. Amanda and Marcus kissing in a parking lot, her arms around his neck. Amanda and Marcus sitting in his car, her hand on his thigh. The timestamps matched exactly with her supposed book clubs and yoga classes. The hotels were luxury suites, $400 a night. Bill included a background check on Marcus. He was 35 years old, a personal trainer at the gym Amanda attended. He had a girlfriend who had no idea he was sleeping with a married client. He made $45,000 a year. He could never give Amanda the life I had given her. He was just for fun. I was for funding. After 2 weeks of evidence, I had everything I needed. It was time. I chose a Thursday evening. I came home at the usual time, 6:30. Amanda was in the living room, sitting on the couch with her phone. She looked up and smiled when I walked in. "Hey, how was work?" "Good," I said. "We need to talk." Her face changed immediately. Her smile faded. About what I pulled out my laptop and set it on the coffee table. I opened the folder with all the screenshots. Then I turned the screen toward her. "Who is Marcus?" All the color drained from her face. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. I watched her process it. The realization that I knew, that I had known, that I had been waiting. "I can explain," she finally said, her voice shaking. "I do not want your explanations," I said calmly. "I want the truth." She started crying immediately. Tears streaming down her face, mascara running, hands trembling. "It is not what you think," she said. I showed her the hotel receipts. She went silent. I showed her the photos Bill had taken. She covered her mouth. I showed her the messages about leaving me. She started sobbing harder. "Okay, fine," she said between sobs. "It happened. But it was only a few times. It is over now, I promise." I showed her the timestamps. 8 months, Amanda. 8 months of lying to my face. She could not look at me. "He makes me feel alive again," she whispered. "You are always working." I felt lonely. "So you decided to cheat instead of talking to me?" I asked. She did not answer. "But you did," I continued. "For 8 months you looked me in the eye every single day and lied." She cried for an hour. She apologized over and over. She said she was stupid. She was selfish. She did not mean to hurt me. I sat across from her arms, crossed watching her perform. Because that is what it was. A performance. She was not sorry she cheated. She was sorry she got caught. Then something shifted. She stopped crying. She sat up straighter. She wiped her eyes. "Kevin," she said, her voice suddenly steadier. "I have an idea." What? I asked. "What if we try an open marriage?" I stared at her. I could not have heard that correctly. "What did you just say, an open marriage?" she repeated. "I still love you. I love our life, our home, everything you provide. But I also have feelings for Marcus. We could both see other people. Many modern couples do this. It could work." I felt something inside me snap. "Let me get this straight," I said slowly. "You cheat on me for 8 months. You lie to my face every single day. You spend my money on hotels to sleep with another man. And now, you want my permission to keep doing it." She nodded. "While living in the house, I paid for driving the car I bought, spending my money." She looked at me like I was being unreasonable. "I am not saying leave me," she said. "I am saying we can both be happy. You can see other people too. I do not want a divorce, Kevin. I do not want to lose this life. Marcus cannot give me what you give me. But he gives me what you cannot. Think about it logically. We are both adults. We can make this work. Unless you are too insecure to handle it." In that moment, I saw her clearly for the first time in years. She did not love me. She loved my money. She loved the house, the car, the vacations, the lifestyle. I was not her husband. I was her bank account. And Marcus was her entertainment. She wanted both. She wanted everything. I stood up. "Let me think about it," I said. She looked relieved. "Really? You will consider it? I need time to process," I said. "Thank you for being so understanding," she said, actually smiling now. "Thank you for not overreacting." I walked upstairs to our bedroom, closed the door, and called James Rodriguez, the best divorce attorney in the city. James Rodriguez's office was on the 40th floor of a high-rise downtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city. His desk was mahogany, his diplomas from Harvard Law lined one wall, and his reputation was spotless. I had researched him thoroughly. He had handled hundreds of divorces. He specialized in high-asset cases with complex circumstances. His fee was $500 an hour. He was worth every penny. I showed him everything. The messages, the photos, the hotel receipts, the timeline, the private investigator's report. He spent 2 hours reviewing every detail, taking notes, asking questions. When he finally looked up, he was smiling. "With this evidence," he said, "we can destroy her in court." California is a community property state, meaning typically assets get split 50-50 in divorce. But adultery changes things, especially regarding alimony. She has no income. She has not worked in 5 years. Under normal circumstances, she could claim she sacrificed her career to support yours and request substantial alimony. But with proof of infidelity and marital misconduct, we can argue she forfeited that right. He outlined the strategy. File for divorce immediately. Request no alimony based on her adultery. Keep the house since I made the down payment and had paid every mortgage payment. Keep both cars since they were registered in my name. She would receive a minimal settlement, likely just 5 to 10% of liquid assets. My retirement accounts, my investments, everything I had built would stay with me. The evidence was overwhelming. No judge would side with her. I want her to feel what I felt, I told him. Blindsided. He nodded. Then do not tell her anything until the papers are served. Let her think you are considering her proposal. Meanwhile, we prepare everything. When you are ready, we strike. I shook his hand. I am ready now, he smiled. Then let us begin. For 1 week, I let Amanda think I was actually considering an open marriage. She was different during that week, lighter, happier. She hummed while cooking dinner. She was affectionate again, kissing me goodbye in the mornings, asking about my day. She thought she had won. She thought she had manipulated me into giving her everything she wanted. The perfect life with the stable husband who paid for everything, and the freedom to sleep with whoever she wanted. She probably told Marcus the good news. They probably celebrated. I spent that week moving money into protected accounts. I changed passwords on everything. I made copies of every important document. I prepared. James filed the divorce petition on Wednesday. The process server would deliver it to Amanda on Friday evening. I made sure I would be there when it happened. Friday came. I left work early, arriving home at 6. Amanda was in the living room on her phone, probably texting Marcus. She hung up quickly when she saw me and smiled. Hey, honey, how was work? I set down my briefcase. Amanda, I have made my decision. Her face lit up, and I pulled a manila envelope from my briefcase. I am not doing an open marriage. I handed her the papers. I am doing a divorce. Her smile vanished. She grabbed the papers, her hands shaking. What petition for dissolution of marriage? You are divorcing me. You thought I would let you have your cake and eat it too, I asked, my voice cold. You thought I would pay for your lifestyle while you sleep with someone else. Did you really think I was that stupid? I pulled out a second folder. I have 8 months of proof, Amanda. Photos, messages, hotel receipts, all of it. Every lie you told. Every time you looked me in the eye and betrayed me. I have it all documented. Kevin, wait, she said, panic rising in her voice. We can work this out. I will end it with Marcus, I promise. Please do not do this. Too late, I said. You had 8 months to make better choices. You had the night I confronted you to genuinely apologize. Instead, you tried to manipulate me into funding your affair. I am done. I have frozen all joint accounts. I have changed the locks. Your belongings are in the garage. You have until tomorrow morning to collect them. My attorney will contact you. She grabbed my arm. Kevin, please. I pulled away. Goodbye, Amanda. I walked to the front door and opened it. She stood there, papers in her hand, tears streaming down her face, finally realizing she had lost everything. The next 6 months were brutal, but not for me. Amanda hired an attorney, though she could only afford one who charged $200 an hour compared to James's $500. She tried to claim 50% of the house value, 50% of my retirement accounts, alimony of $8,000 a month for 5 years, and one of the cars. Her argument was that she had supported my career and sacrificed her own professional development. She claimed she deserved compensation for the years she spent managing our home. James countered with the full evidence package. He presented the timeline of her affair, the money she spent on hotels and gifts for Marcus, the text messages proving she wanted an open marriage specifically to maintain her lifestyle while continuing the affair, and the private investigator's report. He argued she did not deserve a single penny. She betrayed the marriage, spent marital funds on her affair, and attempted to manipulate her husband into continuing to fund her infidelity. The deposition was devastating for her. Under oath, she had to admit everything: the dates, the locations, the frequency of her meetings with Marcus. She had to admit to lying repeatedly. She had to admit to spending marital funds on her affair. James got her to say on record that she wanted an open marriage to keep her lifestyle. That admission alone destroyed any sympathy she might have received. Her attorney tried to negotiate a settlement. This is a disaster, he told her in the courthouse hallway within my earshot. You need to settle now and take whatever they offer. Amanda begged through her attorney for negotiation. James's response was simple. No. See you in court. The trial lasted one day. The judge was a woman in her 60s, strict no-nonsense with a reputation for being fair, but harsh on dishonesty. She heard both sides. She reviewed the evidence. She listened to Amanda try to explain herself. The judge's face showed clear disapproval. When the verdict came, it was complete. Divorce granted. I kept the house 100%. The down payment had been mine. Every mortgage payment had been mine, and Amanda's infidelity voided any claim she might have had. I kept both cars, since they were registered in my name. I kept 95% of the retirement accounts and all investments. Amanda received 5% settlement, approximately $30,000 total. No alimony, the judge citing marital misconduct. Amanda had to pay her own legal fees. The judge made a statement before closing the case. Actions have consequences, she said, looking directly at Amanda. You cannot betray your spouse, spend marital assets on an affair, and then expect to profit from that betrayal. This court does not reward infidelity, Amanda sobbed. Her attorney tried to console her. I sat stone-faced, feeling nothing but closure. In the courthouse hallway afterward, Amanda approached me. How could you do this to me? She asked, her voice broken. I looked at her, this woman I had loved for 13 years, this stranger who had destroyed everything. I did not do this to you, I said quietly. You did this to yourself. You chose Marcus over our marriage. Now live with that choice. I walked away and did not look back. Walking out of that courthouse briefcase in hand, divorce decree finalized, I felt lighter than I had in months. The first weeks after the divorce were strange. I kept the house, every corner filled with memories I had to learn to live with. Some nights were hard. I would walk into the kitchen and remember Amanda standing there laughing at something I said. I would see her favorite mug in the cabinet and feel a pang. But I was determined to create new memories, better ones, honest ones. Through mutual friends, I heard about Amanda's new reality. She had moved in with Marcus immediately after the divorce. His girlfriend had found out about the affair and left him. Amanda and Marcus fought constantly. Turned out the fantasy of being with him was better than the reality. Marcus made $45,000 a year as a personal trainer. He could not support her lifestyle. She wanted to go to nice restaurants. He suggested cooking at home to save money. She wanted a luxury apartment. He had a one-bedroom in a cheaper part of town. The arguments got worse. Money was always the issue. After 3 months, Marcus left her. You are not the woman I thought you were, he told her. The irony was not lost on me when I heard it. Amanda had to get a job for the first time in 5 years. She worked retail at a department store, making $15 an hour. A mutual friend saw her there wearing a name tag, looking exhausted. She had to sell most of her designer clothes and handbags to pay rent on a small studio apartment. The lifestyle she tried so hard to keep was gone anyway. She lost everything she betrayed me for. In those first months, I would be lying if I said I did not feel some satisfaction hearing about her struggles. I was still angry. I would check her social media sometimes, seeing her posts, trying to look happy, trying to appear like everything was fine. But each day got a little easier. The anger started to fade. I started therapy with a counselor named Dr. Patricia Chen. Wait, I cannot use Chen. Let me use Dr. Patricia Williams. She helped me work through the betrayal, the trust issues, the anger. She helped me understand that what Amanda did reflected her character, not my worth. That I deserved loyalty. That protecting myself was not cruelty. It was self-respect. Slowly, I stopped thinking about revenge. I started thinking about rebuilding. 6 months after the divorce, I started making real changes. I redecorated the house completely. New furniture, fresh paint on the walls, different artwork. I turned Amanda's walk-in closet, the one she had filled with clothes and shoes, into a home gym. I installed weights, a treadmill, a punching bag. Every morning I worked out there, building strength physically and mentally. I started new hobbies. I joined a men's basketball league and met guys who just wanted to play ball and Grab beers afterward. No drama, no judgment, just friendship. I took cooking classes and learned I actually enjoyed it. I had always let Amanda handle the meals. Turned out I was pretty good at it. I reconnected with old friends I had neglected during my marriage. Jake, my college roommate, who I had not seen in 3 years. David, a coworker who had invited me to countless events. I always declined because Amanda had plans for us. We started having guys' nights. No pressure, no expectations, just companionship. I realized I had isolated myself in my marriage, wrapping my entire identity around being Amanda's husband and her provider. I had forgotten who Kevin was outside of that role. My career took off even more. Without the stress and emotional drain of my failing marriage, I had more energy at work. I got promoted to vice president of marketing. My salary jumped to $320,000 a year. My colleagues noticed the change in me. "You seem different," my boss said. "Happier, more focused." I told him. I really am. After 8 months, I started dating again. Nothing serious at first. Just coffee dates, dinners, getting to know people. I met Sophia at a friend's barbecue. She was an engineer, 32 years old, with kind eyes and a genuine laugh. She had her own career, her own money, her own life. She was not looking for someone to take care of her. She was looking for a partner. We took it slow. Trust takes time to rebuild. But being with her felt different, honest, equal. There was no performance, no manipulation. Just two people getting to know each other. I felt hope again. 1 year after the divorce, I ran into Amanda at a grocery store. I was picking up ingredients for dinner mentally, going through the recipe I planned to cook. I turned the corner into the produce section, and there she was. She looked older, tired. Her hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail. She wore jeans and a plain shirt, no makeup. She saw me and froze. "Kevin," she said quietly. "Amanda," I replied neutral. She stepped closer. "I am so sorry for everything. I was so stupid. I lost the best thing I ever had." I looked at her, this woman who had once been my whole world, and felt nothing. No anger, no bitterness, no satisfaction. Just indifference. "I hope you have learned from this," I said. "I have." Then I walked past her, continuing my shopping. I did not look back. That moment I realized I had truly moved on. Looking back now, 2 years after the divorce, I can see the lessons clearly. Trust is not given once and forgotten. It is earned every single day through actions, through honesty, through choosing your partner over and over again. Someone's betrayal reflects their character, not your worth. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Red flags are red flags for a reason. Ignoring them does not make them disappear. I learned I was not just a provider. I was a person deserving of loyalty, respect, and genuine love. Money cannot buy love, and real love should not cost everything. My value was never in my bank account. It was in my integrity, my work ethic, my capacity to love and trust. Amanda took advantage of that, but she could not take away who I fundamentally was. I learned that standing up for yourself is not cruel. Setting boundaries is necessary. Protecting yourself is not revenge. It is self-respect. When Amanda asked for an open marriage, she was asking me to set myself on fire to keep her warm. Walking away was not about hurting her. It was about refusing to hurt myself any longer. I learned that pain is temporary, but strength is permanent. You do not get over betrayal like you get over a cold. You grow beyond it. You become someone who understands that some people will disappoint you, and that is okay. It does not mean you stop trusting. It means you trust more wisely. Forgiveness is not about letting the other person off the hook. It is about releasing yourself from the weight of carrying their mistakes. Today, I am happy. Genuinely happy. I have no regrets about the divorce. I am grateful for the lessons even though they came wrapped in pain. My career is thriving. My friendships are rich and real. Sophia and I are taking things day by day, building something honest and equal. I wake up in the morning in my house, the one I worked so hard for, and I feel peace. No lies, no secrets, no betrayal. Just peace. I sit in my living room sometimes, the one I redecorated with new furniture and new memories, and I think about how far I have come. Sometimes, the worst thing that happens to you becomes the catalyst for the best thing. Amanda wanted everything without earning it. She wanted the security of marriage and the excitement of an affair. She wanted my money and his attention. She wanted it all. I learned that everything worth having is worth more when you earn it yourself. Success, love, respect, peace. You cannot take shortcuts. You cannot lie and cheat your way to happiness. If someone shows you, they will choose themselves over you every single time. Let them. Then choose yourself. You deserve someone who chooses you every single day, in every decision, in every moment of temptation. You deserve loyalty. You deserve honesty. You deserve real love. As for Amanda, I heard through mutual acquaintances that she is still looking for someone to provide the lifestyle she lost. She dates men, evaluates their income, their potential. She has not learned. Or maybe she has, but she is still hoping to find another person willing to be used. I do not know where she is now, and I do not need to. That chapter is closed. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. So if you are going through something similar, if someone has betrayed your trust, if you are wondering whether you should give them another chance, let me tell you this. Trust your gut. Believe what people show you, not just what they tell you. And never ever let anyone convince you that you should accept less than you deserve. You are worth more than that. You are worth everything. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with betrayal in a relationship? How did you handle it? Drop a comment below and share your story. If you believe loyalty and honesty still matter in relationships, hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more real stories about life, relationships, and learning to choose yourself. And share this video with someone who might need to hear it today. Someone who is struggling with betrayal. Someone who needs to know they are not alone. Someone who needs permission to walk away from what is hurting them. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there make the right choice for themselves. You deserve better. Never forget that. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.